Hey, mystery lovers. This is Secrets of the Hanging Dolls 3, The Last Cry of the Dolls. The village is still haunted by a dark past, with mysterious forces lurking in the cursed forest. Jonas, driven by a personal loss, teams up with others in a desperate quest to uncover the truth and put an end to the lingering shadows. As they venture deeper into the unknown, the line between the living and the supernatural begins to blur, and a powerful force awaits them in the heart of the forest. Years have passed since Marga's disappearance, but the village remains haunted by the echoes of her dark magic. On stormy nights, the faint cries of the lost children can still be heard, carried on the wind. Though the bodies of the children were laid to rest, their souls were never freed, still bound to the forest where Marga's dolls once hung from the trees. Jonas, broken by the loss of his daughter Lila, has not moved on. The years have weighed heavily on him, guilt gnawing at his heart. He believes that the souls of the children, including Lila, are still trapped, their voices growing fainter with each passing year. The village, desperate to forget the horror, refuses to help him. But Jonas knows time is running out. One day, a traveller arrives in the village, a witch hunter with knowledge of the dark arts. He has heard whispers of Marga's curse and believes that her magic, though weakened, still binds the children's souls. He explains that Marga's power was tied to a talisman hidden deep within the forest, and that only by destroying it can the children be freed. Jonas, clinging to the hope of finally saving Lila, agrees to join the witch hunter on a dangerous journey into the heart of the forest. They are accompanied by a small group of villagers, including Lila's childhood friend, now an adult, determined to end the suffering. As they venture deeper into the forbidden forest, the group encounters eerie signs of Marga's lingering magic. Dolls twitch in the trees, their blank faces following the group's movements. Strange laughter, faint but chilling echoes in the air. The deeper they go, the more twisted the forest becomes, as though it is alive with the remnants of Marga's dark power. Along the way, Jonas learns more about Marga's tragic past. She wasn't always the monster the village feared. She had once been a mother, just like him, but lost her child to the wrath of a vengeful father, furious that she couldn't heal his own dying child. Her grief drove her to madness, and in her desperation she used magic to bind her daughter's soul to the forest. But the magic twisted, and she believed that every soul can bring back his own child. Marga began to capture the souls of other children, trying to fill the void left by her loss. At last, they reach the heart of the forest. A massive ancient tree stands before them, its gnarled roots wrapped around the earth like a cage. Hanging from the branches are the last of the dolls, their forms swaying gently in the wind. At the base of the tree lies the talisman, a small, grotesque doll made from bone, pulsating with dark energy. Jonas steps forward, his hand trembling as he reaches for the talisman. But just as his fingers graze the surface, the air around him grows cold. The shadows deepen, and from the darkness Marga emerges. Marga is no longer the frail old woman Jonas remembers. Her form is twisted and spectral, her face distorted by grief and rage. Her eyes burn with unnatural light as she towers over the group, her voice filled with fury. "You think you can take them from me?" Marga hisses, her voice echoing through the trees. They are mine. I gave them peace. I protected them from the cruelty of this world. Jonas, heart pounding, faces her down, the talisman gripped tightly in his hand. You didn't save them, Marga. You trapped them. They're still suffering, just like your daughter. At the mention of her daughter, Marga's expression flickers, her rage giving way to a moment of hesitation. But it's fleeting. She lashes out, her magic surging through the forest. The trees groan and bend under the weight of her power. Dark tendrils of magic snake toward Jonas, wrapping around him, pulling him toward her. The witch hunter tries to counter her magic, casting protective spells, but Marga's power is too strong. The villagers are pushed back, separated by the swirling vortex of dark energy that surrounds Jonas and Marga. As Jonas struggles against the force of her magic, a soft voice cuts through the chaos, a child's voice, clear and gentle. Mother... Marga freezes, her eyes wide with shock. The voice belongs to her daughter. From the shadows of the trees, a faint figure begins to materialize. It is the ghostly form of Marga's daughter, glowing with a soft, ethereal light. Her face is calm, her eyes filled with sadness. "Mama," the girl says softly, stepping forward. "It's time to let us go." Marga's expression crumples as she stares at the spirit of her child. "I did it for you," she whispers, her voice trembling. "I couldn't lose you. I couldn't be alone." The girl shakes her head gently. "I know, Mama, but I'm tired. We all are. We don't belong here anymore. Let us rest." Marga takes a step back, her form flickering between the spectral and the human. The dolls in the trees sway violently, the air filled with the faint voices of the other trapped children. "We want to rest," they whisper, their voices rising in a haunting chorus. Marga falls to her knees, her eyes filled with tears. "No," she whispers, her voice breaking. "I didn't mean to hurt you." Her daughter steps closer, reaching out a hand. "It's time, Mama. Let us go." Tears stream down Marga's face as she reaches for her daughter's hand, but her fingers pass through the ghostly form. With a sob of grief, Marga collapses, her body trembling as her dark magic begins to unravel. Jonas, still clutching the talisman, knows what he must do. Summoning every ounce of strength, he smashes the talisman against the roots of the ancient tree. In that moment, the forest is filled with a brilliant light. The dolls hanging in the trees burn with an ethereal glow before crumbling into ash. The souls of the children are freed, rising into the sky like glowing embers. Marga lets out a final heart-wrenching cry as her form dissolves into the wind, her magic shattered. Her daughter looks back at Jonas one last time, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you," she whispers, before her spirit fades into the light, joining the other children as they are finally set free. The village is quiet in the weeks that follow. The forest, once feared, is no longer haunted by the cries of the lost children. The souls of the children have found peace at last, and the air is still, free from the weight of Marga's magic. Jonas, though forever changed by the loss of his daughter, finds solace in knowing that she and all the other children are finally at rest. The memory of Marga, the woman who was both villain and victim, lingers in the village, a reminder of the dangerous power of grief and the healing power of letting go. The cries of the dolls have ceased, and the forest, once dark and twisted, has finally been freed from its curse. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to stay updated for more mysterious tales. Until then, keep your curiosity alive and your lights on. Thanks for watching.